everyone. Okay, so welcome, and here we are with our week 4 happy hips, and this is going to be our yin practice. So get yourself into something comfortable, so you can have some nice baggy pants on or some pajamas or something like that. Take your jewelry off, get your makeup washed off or anything like that, and let's just get on with the practice. So you want to have as much comfort as possible with this type of practice. So making sure that you've got blankets and things around you, and props and things that you can use. You're going to be needing your belt as well for one of the postures. So, but get yourself plenty of blocks and cushions and everything like that. So if you haven't got them already, pause me and run off and go and get them and then come back. And if you are ready, then, before we start, now I can't play any music really in this session. So, and normally the music is a really nice factor to build into your yin practice. So, excuse me. So if you do have any music that you want to play, soft, gentle music, ideally music without any words in. We don't really want you to attach too much to any of the words. So if you have got something that you can play, then by all means, again, pause me, go and put your music on, and then join me back on your mat. Okay, so if you're ready, then we'll make a start. So for our first posture, we're going to be doing Supta. So all still in the same theme, working with our hips in this one. So we're going to be lying down, and we're going to be using a couple of the props as well. So you're going to be needing your belt, just to begin with your belt. Now, if you have a loop in your belt, just maybe about that big. Now, it's not going to be for this posture, but it'll save you, once you get into the mindset, it'll save you kind of altering the mindset later on. So if you have that, then it'll be ready for a pose later on. But we're just going to be using just with the big main part of your belt. Take a couple of blocks as well. So your blocks are just going to go underneath on your bum and your belts. You can just wrap that around onto your feet, and then we're just going to place the belt just gently over the legs. Now we're going to take a few breaths here. We're only going to hold the postures for 3 minutes. So in each of the postures. So when we get into it, then I'm going to come up a little bit earlier, and you carry on in the pose, and then I'll tell you to be able to get up. But on this one, we're just going to start off just with 2 blocks if you can, just with the belt just across onto the legs, and just give a gentle bit of pressure. Now, by all means, because on here, my legs go down quite far, so by all means, if you want more blocks and things just to prop under there, then by all means, just prop them under there. It's better to have kind of it filled in rather than the space there. So you're just going to hold here just for a few breaths. So just paying attention to your breathing. Soft, gentle breath. And just feel as if you are really committing to that breath. Now just noticing here just how the body is actually feeling. Physically, mentally, emotionally. So the body at the moment and the mind just being taken through a roller coaster of events just over the last few months, and even for maybe what we're anticipating is to come to light. So we don't really want to overthink that, but the mind has a tendency to just to wander off. So if we can manage just to keep it in just to the present moment, but obviously we need to just register how we actually feel to begin with. Okay, so once we start to feel as if we can start to settle a little bit more into the pose with just a little bit more ease, then you can just bring your legs together just for a moment and just lifting, taking one of the blocks out of the way. Let the legs just settle back again. And holding here. So hands are just holding onto the belt, keeping them down, keeping the thighs open. Now, obviously, if it feels a little bit much, just with the being up even on one block, then by all means, just come back up, slide that block out of the way. And then just resting and just holding there. So you're going to hold here now just for a few moments, a couple of minutes. So get yourself settled, feel ready to allow the body just to release and to let go. Now, while you're lying here just with your eyes closed, we can then just bring our attention just onto setting an intention. So we can just maybe keep the hands just as they are. We're not needing to move the hands. Your intention for this practice is to release and let go. Nothing more. Simply release and let go. So finding that rhythm of the breathing. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. We just have one more minute here. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Noticing the quality of your breathing. Okay. And then now, after your next exhalation, slowly start just to bring the legs back together. So the legs are coming back in, knees facing up towards the ceiling. And just moving your belt just over to one side. And from here, just taking the feet out just a little bit wider than the hips. Bring your arms out to the sides. And you're going to let your legs fall over just to that left-hand side. Now hold here just for a moment. And then with your left leg, just bringing that leg up so we have the ankle goes just above the right knee. We can flex the feet, and as you flex the feet, you may feel more of a draw moving from the hips. So pulling out of that right hip. Now let your right arm slide back over the head. If you feel that it's tight, it's raised in the air, then take it out a little bit wider. Now, by all means, you can either leave your left arm out to the side, or you can bring that arm up wherever it feels most comfortable. So we're just focusing more just through on that right hand side. Again, inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. So maybe just noticing any subtle changes that you feel in the hips, or feeling even anywhere else in the body. Now, for me in this pose, it always feels nice, even after a couple of minutes in, and just starting to release that little bit more just into your hips, creating more space. So holding here now, just one more minute. Fully committing to the breath. Okay, so after your next exhalation, slowly start to bring the legs back to the center. Uncross the legs. Let the legs settle in the center, just bringing the arms down by the sides. And just for a couple of breaths, just notice how you feel. And then after your next exhalation, let the legs just fall over to the right hand side. Now, as they fall over to the right, you're just going to bring that right foot up, so placing the ankle bone just above the left knee, making sure that you're flexing the feet so we feel the extra stretch along the thigh and out into the hip joint. So with your left arm, you can take that back, and depending on your flexibility, again, some of you may have the arm right back over the head. Notice on mine, it's sort of lifting away from the floor, so I'm going to go just a little bit wider with that. And also as well, just maybe with your right arm, you can just take that out if you want to feel a little bit more of a stretch through that left-hand side. And again, just holding here just for 3 minutes on this side. So allowing yourself time, space. So no rush. Not the sort of practice that needs rushing through. Practice that moves with the breath. Just moving with ease, slowly, just in its own time. It can't be rushed. So just maybe noticing any small, subtle changes as the hip starts to release, to let go. And again, we just have nearly a minute to go. Okay, so slowly start just to bring yourselves back. And then uncrossing the legs. Bringing the arms just down by your sides. And from here, just taking the legs out straight. Let the arms just be with the inner arms and palms facing up. Just let the feet fall out to the sides. And take 3 long, deep breaths. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest. Take a little squeeze in. And rolling over onto your right hand side. Now from here, we're over onto our front. So from here, just bring your hands in, push yourself back up, just onto your hands and knees. Your knees in a little bit closer. Big toes together, sit the bottom back towards the heels and just resting the head down. Then just taking 3 long deep breaths here. And as you're taking your breaths, just completely releasing and letting go. Okay, so once we've done our 3 breaths there, we're going to come forward and you're going to need maybe 1 or 2 blocks and a cushion or something as well, just to help prop you up. So if you place your blocks just with one tilted over the other and maybe a cushion or something on the top, it depends on your range and how high up you want to feel that you're getting. So you're going to come and just take yourself over your props. Give your legs, again, nice stretch back. So we feel as if we're lengthening out through the body. And then once we're here, we can either keep the hands in this position and rest here. If right from the off you feel as if you can just push into the hands, lift yourself up a little bit higher, then by all means go for this right from the beginning. Okay, so we're going to start out. So once you're into that, we're going to start our 3 minutes here. So I'm just going to go for more of the propped up version. So just with your attention just on your breathing. And I'll just give you a little reminder, a little nudge when we've maybe have a minute to go. So if you feel as if you want to lift up a little bit higher just for the last minute, then I'll give you a nudge then. So making sure that there's no strain. You want to be feeling as if there is a little amount of effort, but not too much. But feel as if you're overdoing. Remember, you're going for more of the Goldilocks approach. So you're not doing too much, you're not doing too little. You're getting it just right. Okay, so for those that want to come up a little bit higher now, then just by all means, just straightening out with the arms. And remember, you're not really wanting to lock the arms out. Just keeping them just a gentle bit of softness in them. And making sure with the legs that you are stretching back, and we're not just allowing the ankles just to roll out to the side. So keeping them, again, just in line with the rest of the foot and just stretching back. Okay, so we just have half a minute to go now, just in this pose. Okay, and then slowly start just to come out of it. So the way to come out, just bring the hands down by your rib cage and make sure you're drawing back a little bit through the belly just to protect the spine. As you come back, take the bottom back towards the heels and just easing back. You're just going to bring the forehead down towards the ground and just let the hands relax, let the arms relax. Take 3 long deep breaths here. And we have the forehead pressing down into the floor. So if you can, as you're taking those 3 breaths, just have the mouth open and sighing the breath out. So ridding the body of anything that no longer serves it. Okay. And then after your 3 breaths, if you want to bring yourselves up, and you're going to just move your cushions out the way, and you're going to need a block maybe to sit on. Some of you might not need it, but I know I do with this one. So doing Gomakasana with the legs, and you can have a nice stack of blocks or cushions and things just at your side. So we're going to be taking our bottom onto the block. If you have the point of the block just in front, and I'm going to take my left leg out to the side, and my right leg now is going to go over the top. So the knees stacked one upon top of the other. It feels a little uncomfortable. You maybe want a little wriggle out, and then again, just sit back. So obviously, if you're feeling that it's a little bit too much for your hips, then by all means, if you've tried sitting up a little bit higher and that's really not working, then straighten out the bottom leg. Okay, sit yourself a little bit lower, but straighten out the bottom leg. And you maybe need to have a little bit of padding underneath the lower knee as well, the straight leg, so you're not pushing back onto it. So otherwise, if you manage to get the feet out to the side, then, so I've got my my left leg has gone underneath, my right leg has come over the top. I just realised I'm no longer mirror imaging for you, but here we go. So my right leg is on the top. Now my blocks and things are going to be over onto the left hand side, and I'm going to just rest my arm down onto that. And my right hand is going to get into the crease at the top of my right leg. I'm just going to ease that in there to help that hip stay down. So once that stays down there and it feels a little bit challenging, then we can then begin our time. So 3 minutes here. Now you can always fold the arm up if you want to and just rest the head. Just keep the hand just pressing into the hip to keep that hip down. So here we are, 3 minutes here. Okay, so just taking 3 more breaths. And then bringing yourself back up. Okay, so once we come back to upright, then going to take that top leg. So rather than the sole of the foot pointing away, you're going to have the sole of the foot pointing down. So we bring this into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we can pull, we can lift up, and I'm just going to, before we start, sorry, I'm just going to move that so I can keep an eye on the time. So leg is across, that's it. So we can pull, we can lift up, and then we can take our right hand back behind us, left arm is coming up, and take it across the leg. So it's going across. Now if you have the sofa or anything behind you, or a wall, you can always take your hand into the wall, and that will help keep you steady. By all means, if you prefer to hold onto the leg, then holding onto the leg is fine. So you can just wrap your arm around, taking hold there. So we have, again, our 3 minutes here. Okay, and then slowly start to come back around. Ooh. Okay, stretch out with the legs out in front. And hands just pressing down by your sides. So just take 3 breaths here. Really push away through the heels, drawing the toes back. Okay, so after your 3 breaths, then we can do the other side. So I'm going to bring my right leg underneath, and then my left leg is going to go over the top. So again, just have a little wriggle around so you feel as if you have the legs stacked up one on top of the other, or knees stacked up one on top of the other, with the soles of the feet going off to the sides. So I'm going to take the blocks over now. Again, just move that so I can see where I'm going and see and check, keep checking the time for you. Right, so we can just press down, make sure that we're up nice and tall, and then taking that little lean over maybe towards the left-hand side, and then take your hand in, so your hand is in that crease right at the top of the leg, and you're working just to stabilize and pulling that area down. So I can really feel that already on this side. Nice, challenging. Okay, so I'm going to just keep it there. And then again, by all means, if you feel you're able, you can maybe rest the head if it needs it. And just holding there. So once you get in place, then again, we have 3 minutes here. Okay, so after your next exhalation, and gently start to bring yourself back up again. And then once you're up, and changing that leg position, so the top leg, you're going to have the foot pressing down into the floor. So we're going to keep the knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Again, sorry, I'll just have to move that so I can just keep an eye. Oh, let's move it where I can see it and say. Okay, so knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. And then we can take our left arm back behind. And you can either bring your right arm up, take it down over the leg to help move the body round, or by all means, if you feel it's better hugging and holding onto that leg than holding it there. So again, remember, if you need to, the lower leg can be straight. If it's straight, maybe put a little bit of padding underneath the knee so you're not pressing it back. And then turning, looking back. So we have our 3 minutes here. Keep checking in with the breath. Notice whether you're drifting or if you're able to stay with the focus of the breath. And just take 3 more breaths. And then bringing yourself back round. And again, straighten out with the legs. Placing the hands down, pushing down, push away through the heels. Okay. So if you want to maybe have a couple of blocks handy and a cushion for the next one. So I know for me, I'll need maybe one and a cushion. So we're going to be doing a pigeon pose. Now with your pigeon pose, we're going to focus more on, rather than us just getting into it in some sort of fashion, we need a little bit of order with it. So if I show you this way around just to begin with, we want to try and get the leg so the foot is parallel to the rest of the body, so, or horizontal to the rest of the body, so in that position. Now you'll even see from me if I can't get my bottom anywhere near down, so I'm going to pad that out with lots of things. So we're not having that knee in and going for it. We want to try and get that leg out more to the side to really start to make a difference into the hips. So have your props and things handy. We're going to be doing the right leg first. So take your right leg forward and try and bring your knee so it comes out a little bit wider, maybe than your shoulder. So bringing that foot in. So you'll see it's a challenge already. And then place your block in, place your cushion in. Maneuver around a little bit so you find your place with it. And if you can, those that can, try and remain with the leg that we're using, the front leg, try and keep your foot flexed as much as you can. So, and then placing your hands down, and you will find that if you're propped up enough on there and keeping the hips level, that you will then be able to come down to your elbows. And then we can take 3 nice yummy minutes here, just easing out just into that bum cheek and right into the hips. So just, again, you can have cushions and things in front of you if you prefer, or you can rest your head just into your hands. Okay, so your 3 minutes has begun. Into softening, releasing. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Okay, so after your next exhalation, just bringing the hands back in, and then we can tuck the toes under on the back foot and pushing down through the back leg just to lift, coming up and easing out that leg. So up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, just take that gentle stretch back. You might want to feel as if you want to pedal out the legs. So by all means, just go for it. And then when you're ready, coming over to the other side. So you can come forward, bring your left leg through. So again, see if we can get that foot working horizontal as best we can. Bringing your blocks in, everything in, so that leg is staying horizontal. And back leg out nice and straight. And then from here, either down, forearms, you can rest the head, or if you feel you're able, come down, resting the head down. And then once you're in place, again, we have our 3 minutes here. Okay. So just slowly now, just start to bring the awareness back. And you want to just gently start to bring the hands in to prop yourself up a little bit higher. Tuck the toes under on the back foot and then lifting up, stretching that leg back. Get a little pedal out if you need to. Nice long stretch back. And then come down to your knees. Okay. So for our next one, if you do have your bolster, it's a really nice one for you. If you have that, and you can use that. If not, don't worry, just use all your cushions and things and everything that you have. So it's going to be a long ways there. And your legs are going to be, so I'm going to sit just sideways onto it. So onto it there, and my left leg is forward, my right leg is heading back. So if you kind of spun me over, the foot is near the knee, and then the other leg is heading back. So from here, I'm then going to turn and just look along the bolster. So I'm turning the body, keep turning as much as I can, and then laying myself across the bolster. Now the head can either go, so you get more of a twist, or you can have the head the same direction as the knee pointing off to the side. So just allow yourself then just to rest completely into here. So top half of the body is going to be relaxed. And again, we're just focusing more just with the legs, with the hips, and just easing out, getting this nice long stretch out. So, and by all means, if you want the extra twist on the neck, then go for that, as long as you're not feeling that you're straining in the neck. So going for it here, just 3 minutes. Okay, and slowly start just to bring yourselves back up. Now, when you come up this time, just turn just with your back to the bolster. Sit tall, just again stretch the legs out. And then when you're ready, you're going to the other side. So all you should need to do is just turn the legs. So one in front, one back, and then turning the body and easing out just over your bolster. So once you get yourselves in place, I'm just going to bring myself up so I can move that again. So again, I can keep an eye on the time. Or I'm sure you all wouldn't mind being in it for longer. Okay, so then slowly start just to bring yourselves back up. Turning again so you have your back towards the bolster. Push the heels away, drawing the toes back, pressing the hands down, keep the chest lifted. Okay, so for you, you can just roll your bolster out of the way. I'm going to move it to over there, but just roll yours out the way so you can see what I'm doing. And then this time we just need to have the belt again. You're going to be down onto your back, but this is where this loop comes into it, the loop that you put in the beginning. So you're going to be keeping your left leg bent, and your right leg is just going to go through that loop. And you can hold on to the belt. So we're just going to draw that leg down and keeping it so we have the knee just pointing down towards the armpit on that side and holding here. Now, after a few breaths, so after 3 breaths, we're going to work to straighten that leg out. So we can just brace it, just holding onto that leg. Okay. If you do have the wall or something nearby, then by all means, once you've brought the leg in and we've held this here for a little while, you can then rest the leg up because there wants to be an angle on the leg. So you can always just have the leg just onto the wall. But we're going to keep that left leg bent for now. Make sure your hip stays down on the floor so we're not pulling and lifting it right up off the floor. So hopefully we've all been here and we're holding here for 3 breaths. Let's just hold for 1 more, just all together. And then now, when you're ready, start to straighten that leg out. So again, because I've got the wall there, so I may as well use that bit of wall space. So the leg is stretching out a little bit of an angle. So it's not where we normally are rolling the leg and taking it out. It's more as if I was even closer in, I'll just move that out of the way. So if I was even closer in towards the wall, it would feel as if the leg is heading more towards your shoulder. So let's just take 3 breaths there. Oh, sorry, not 3 breaths, 3 minutes there. Okay, and then slowly start to bring that leg back down. And you can bring it down just into a crook knee position, just the same as the other leg. Take a few breaths there. Okay, now you can either go straight onto the other side, or I'm going to turn myself around. So again, I can use the wall. So you can move yourself in. You can even have the leg edging towards your sofa instead. It doesn't have to be the wall. So remember the first one, we're just going to take 3 breaths first of all, just drawing the leg in. Bring that leg down. So again, just using that loop and then just pulling down as if the knee is down towards the outside of the shoulder or the armpit. And just one more breath here together. And then we can work to straighten that leg up. So leg is straight, we can still keep the hand just into the loop if you want to keep the leg nice and taut and feel as if you are still feeling that stretch on the leg. Remember, it's all about just feeling the stretch but not working into it. So let's take our 3 minutes here. Okay, so just taking 3 long, deep breaths. Sigh the breath out. And then after those 3 breaths, just bringing that leg back down. You can bring the legs back into just keeping in your crooked knee position. Take 1 breath there. And then give the legs a stretch out. Let the feet fall out to the sides. Let that inner arms and palms face up. And just take 3 long, deep breaths here. Again, just sighing the breath out. Each time you exhale, sighing it out so we feel as if the body is releasing, letting go of anything that no longer serves it. Okay, so after your 3 breaths, then if you want to turn, if you have your sofa there or if you have a chair, and just lay yourself down so your legs can go up on the sofa, bottom still on the floor with your back there. So this is how you're going to be taking your Shavasana. So make sure you get yourself completely covered up with nice warm cozy blankets. Get as much padding and things around you so you feel completely supported. And for this one, not really feeling as if we're doing anything at all in this. The art of Shavasana is just to release and to let go. So just completely, that's it. I don't want you to feel any stretch anywhere at all in the body. Just let the body just completely feel as if it's melting, dissolving, and just feel absorbed into the sofa, the chair, and into the ground. So if you're lying down on your mat, so the back wants to feel as if it melts into the ground. And again, you're just going to be spending a 3-minute Shavasana. So really committing to this, just allow the body to simply release and let go. No effort at all. Just starting now, just to bring your awareness back. Start to gently move your fingers and toes, your wrists and your ankles. Take a good stretch. And rolling over to the right side. And making your way back up to sitting. Once you come to sitting, bringing the palms together. Again, just bring thoughts back of your intention of just releasing and letting go. Take the hands up over the crown and slowly drawing the hands down. Going down to the Ajna chakra, your intuitive center. The Vishuddha, where you speak your truth and listen well. Anahata, your center for love and compassion. Manipura, giving you will and your drive. Svadhisthana, for new beginnings, creativity and change. And the Muladhara, for your strength and your stability. Just bringing the hands back to the Anahata chakra. Center, again, for love and compassion and for kindness. And always making sure that you hold a place there for yourself. Blink the eyes open. Namaste. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that session. Let me know how you get on. Okay, and I'll see you soon.